What you are about to experience is out of this world. Politics, history, and of course, a lot of entertainment. It's time to rock it with the Docket.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kyle Dockery with the Dockery Docket. We are here with another fantastic episode of the Dockery Docket. I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are excited to be here as well. And if you are excited to be here as well, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so then you never miss one of my videos. In the 2024 election, the Veepstakes couldn't be higher for the Republican Party, with Donald Trump being the ripe old age of 77 and restricted to only one final term. The person that Trump selects as VP could become the President of the United States, or pick up the MAGA mantle. This story is heating up because recently Trump had a rally in Mar-a-Lago where he is standing there with a handful of people. I'm talking about Vivek Ramaswamy, Doug Burgum, Tim Scott, J.D. Vance, and Elise Stefanik. The question is, who are these people that are trying desperately to get the VP nomination? And do they even have a chance of winning that nomination? Could these men or women help Trump or hurt Trump? It's time to meet the VP candidates. The first group of people I like to call the no's. These are people that, if Donald Trump picked them to be VP, I would be very angry about and probably wouldn't vote for him because it would be absolutely stupid and ridiculous. So we need to start with Kristi Noem, the person that shot herself right in the foot. She was a rising star in the Republican Party and had her sights on the VP position. Trump even praised her once, claiming that Noem is somebody that I love. She's been with me, a supporter of mine, and I've been a supporter of hers for a very long time. So, what happened? Why isn't Kristi Noem in the running anymore? Well, she released a book that was supposed to help her, but it hurt her deeply. As in her new memoir titled No Going Back, Noem describes how she had to put down a 14-month-old puppy and an unnamed goat. Now, this will go down in history as the biggest political blunder of all time. Trump already has issues, and he doesn't need a VP in there that has killed a puppy. This would make the ticket extremely unpopular for Trump, and I think that if he picks her, he will lose in a landslide. Maybe if she would have killed her baby in the womb, the left would have considered her to be a hero, but because it's a puppy, the world must burn. Wait a minute, Nikki Haley's in consideration? Why is she even on this list? Shouldn't she have been taken off a long time ago? Well, yes, but there were rumors recently that claimed that Trump was going to pick Nikki Haley as his VP. As on Saturday, Axios reported that there was a source that claimed that Nikki Haley was under active consideration by the Trump campaign to be the VP. However, that same night, Trump shot down those rumors by writing on Truth Social, Nikki Haley is not under consideration for the VP slot, but I wish her well. He signed the truth with DJT, meaning that it was his own personal message. Now, I don't like Nikki Haley at all. I see her as a warmonger, and she also wants to send all of our money overseas, which is something that her and Donald Trump will never agree on. It does stink that the Trump-Haley relationship took a hit, because if she was more moderate on her war stance, then I think that this ticket could have joined the further right-wing Republicans in with more moderate Republicans. And sadly, at this point, I don't think she will even get a cabinet position if Donald Trump wins the presidency. Guess she will have to try again in 2028. Now, with Ramaswamy, I was very shocked because Vivek has proved to be very loyal to Donald Trump, as during the Republican primary, he was one of the only ones on stage that was very vocal in his support of Donald Trump. However, I think the lack of experience and also the idea that he can sometimes stick his foot in his mouth may be the reason why Trump took him off of the Veepstakes. as Donald Trump claimed that he won't be VP, but he is being considered to have a cabinet position. This could prepare him for maybe a run in 2028 and carry the MAGA mantle, as he is only 38 years old, meaning that he has a lot of time to grow and make himself a better politician. I would also even suggest that he runs for office somewhere in Ohio. This could help him build up his reputation, give him better political experience, and help him more when he runs in 2028. I will tell you right now, I think that he will be a top candidate in 2028 if he keeps on doing what he's doing. Other no's that I've also considered are Ron DeSantis, Nancy Mace, Donald and Eric Trump, Katie Britt, Kash Patel, and of course Mike Pence, Chris Christie, and also Marjorie Taylor Greene. Next on the list, I have the wild cards. These are people that might get the nomination, but I would be very shocked if they did, and it could help and it could hurt Trump. Now, Tulsi Gabbard has had a lot of experience and is extremely anti-war. This would be a wild card pick for Trump because Gabbard used to be a Democrat and still has some Democratic leanings. However, she has come to her senses a little bit and she has supported more conservative stances. I would consider her to be more libertarian-esque. I think that she would help Trump's ticket as she would help Trump get independents or liberals that don't want to vote for Joe Biden. It could also make the anti-war crowd extremely happy, as this pick would solidify Trump's and Republicans' anti-war stance. Along with that, we all know that Tulsi Gabbard absolutely destroyed Kamala Harris in the Democratic debates, which I would love to see that happen again. But for this time around, I just don't think she has enough appeal to be the VP candidate. I can see her working in the administration and being a good spokesperson. There are also accusations from one Hillary Clinton that she is somehow a Russian spy, and the Democrats would love to use that against Trump even if it's not true. They would ask him that over and over and over again. J.D. Vance is a freshman senator from Ohio who has received praise from Donald Trump. As he said, he wasn't a supporter of mine at the very beginning. Anyways, I got to know him a little bit. As a non-politician, he's become one of the great senators. Along with that, Vance has been everywhere that Trump has been. He was at that big party standing right next to Donald Trump, and he was also at Trump's hush money trial and claimed that the trial was psychological torture. I believe that J.D. Vance has the same problem as Vivek Ramaswamy. He is super young as he is only 39 years old, and he is just a freshman in the Senate. He has only served for 2 years. I think that he needs to take some time, do his role in the Senate, and wait to see what happens. Along with that, as Trump said, he was not a supporter of Trump in the very beginning, and he called himself a never Trump guy, and he called Trump nauseous, reprehensible, and an idiot. I think that the media would have a field day asking VP Vance what changed. Are you just doing this for power? And this could hurt Trump. Now, Ben Carson has been around for a long time, and I really like him as a person, as he has strong Christian beliefs, and I believe in those as well. However, these strong Christian beliefs are something that could end up getting him into trouble, as he is in support of a nationwide abortion ban, which Trump is not in favor of, as Trump wants each state to make up their own mind on the abortion issue. This would drive many voters away, because with abortion, I think conservatives would rather have the states choose than the federal government outright banning it. That's what the whole overturning of Roe v. Wade did. It sent it to the states. Why would we mess that up? And the leftists in the media would have an absolute field day asking Ben Carson, asking Trump over and over and over about the abortion issue. Do you support it? Do you not support it? And even when Trump has said over and over again what he believes, they will continue to ask him. Even though immigration and the economy are more pressing issues to the American people, the media can spin up a controversy with this, and it will hurt Trump. Carson also doesn't give Trump the political advantage that he needs. Two outsiders won't be good, but Trump has liked him for a very long time, even though they've had some beef, so it's a possibility that he picks Ben Carson. Other wild cards that I have are Mike Pompeo, Byron Donalds, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Elise Stefanik, Tom Cotton, Rick Scott, Carrie Lake, and Tucker Carlson. Now it's time to get serious. These are the frontrunners. These are the men that have been the most speculated to be the next vice presidential nominee for Donald Trump. Some of these are shocking, but they all have a good explanation. Marco Rubio, wait, are you talking about little Marco? The one that Trump made fun of in 2016 for drinking too much water, and then Rubio attacked Donald Trump for having tiny hands? Yes, that Marco Rubio. And when I first heard this, I was shocked and also a little bit confused because both Trump and Rubio are from Florida. So if this is true, then either Rubio or Trump will have to move to make sure that they have a constitutional ticket. But why would Trump pick Rubio? Well, it is because Rubio is starting to warm up to some very important donors that can help Trump get lots of money for the campaign. As the big meeting where all of Trump's potential VPs are lined up, it also had a ton of donors there, and according to many major donors, Marco Rubio was working the room. One donor even claimed that Rubio was very aggressive. He was out there working the room. He had his family with him, which was a staple in his failed 2016 campaign, but people were positive about Marco. There was buzz, and he did pretty well. Along with that, Rubio will help the ticket when it comes to the Latino vote, as Marco Rubio is Cuban American, and one of Rubio's former advisors claimed that Rubio would be a great pick as he is well vetted, he doesn't embarrass the nominee, and he doesn't make gaffes, and he is a good communicator. I would still be very surprised if Trump picked Rubio just because he is from Florida, but if Rubio can keep on working with different donors in the party and get them warmed up to the idea of a second Trump term, I think that he will get a very high cabinet position. Doug Burgum's name always follows up by who, but it has been out there a lot recently. And being known as a who candidate can be a blessing and a curse, as I see Burgum as sort of a Mike Pence 2.0. Mike Pence didn't have the name recognition when Trump first picked him, but what Pence had was gubernatorial experience. And that's exactly what Burgum offers to Donald Trump's ticket, as he has been the governor of North Dakota. Also, like Rubio, he can bring his money into the campaign that can really help Trump win a second term. Burgum has been right next to Donald Trump's side ever since he dropped out of the 2024 election, and now he's flying with Donald Trump to huge rallies, as Burgum joined Trump in Wildwood, New Jersey, and he even got to speak. Now, Trump just doesn't let anyone speak at his rallies or fly on his airplane. He usually only lets important people do that, and I believe that there is something going on with this man and Donald Trump. However, the big issue is that I don't think that Burgum has the excitement that people are wanting in a VP. He also is from North Dakota, which is a small state and isn't very electorally important. Yes, he can help with money and government experience, but this pick could hurt Donald Trump when it comes to minority votes. Right now, I think that Tim Scott is the favorite to win the Veepstakes. He has been a strong supporter of Donald Trump ever since he dropped out of the 2024 election. He is calm, smart, and non-controversial. As when I made Meet the Candidates, which talked about the Republicans running for the presidency, I claimed that Tim Scott is probably the most middle-of-the-road candidate that I have ever seen in my life. He doesn't seem to criticize anyone personally, but he will instead go after the policy that the person is proposing. This could help with the rough and tough Trump, who always seems to go after his political rivals. Along with that, he is like Rubio in the sense that he has strong ties to conservative mega donors. Some of these donors are anti-Trump, as next month Tim Scott is planning on having a huge event with a lot of donors that support Scott, but not Trump so much. Some people that are coming to this party are Mark Andreas, the software engineer turned investor who has given more than $11 million to non-Trump political causes this cycle. Kenneth Griffin, the founder of the hedge fund Citadel, who has made nearly $60 million in political contributions this cycle, much of which helped finance Mr. Trump's Republican primary challengers. Mark Rohan, the chief executive of Apollo Global Management, who supported Mr. Scott's presidential bid. If Scott can get these men in his corner and Trump picks Scott as his VP, I think that this would help Trump a lot when it comes to getting money. Tim Scott is also the only black person in the Senate, which could help Trump more with the minority vote, which is just another added bonus to Tim Scott. Honestly, I like either of these three candidates. I like Burgum, I like Rubio, and I like Scott. I think all three of these have a good chance of winning the nomination for the VP position. And honestly, I would vote for Trump no matter who his VP is, but I think that the VP is important for people that are undecided. This is why I think that Trump needs to take very careful consideration on who he picks. And when he does, you know I will be here to talk about it. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind,